Hari Om. Today we are presenting a paper on strategy for oneness, looking from a different lens. I have my colleagues also, Dr. Satish and Dr. Ramakrishna sir. Coming to the topic, in this present world that is volatile, uncertain, ambiguous and Confucius world, we are totally clueless how the leaders should do or what the leaders should do. In fact, what business model will be sustainable. We have been seeing in different spheres that leadership change quite a lot. Whether it is Tata's, whether it is Birla's, whether it is Kotak, which the new case going to happen today, what they are lacking is the communication of shared vision. They have their ideas, but are they able to share it to the bottom level people? In other words, we are referring to the shared vision as oneness of the organization. So, has the organization, through the leadership skill, are able to impart the concept of oneness? And we all know that all organizations would be formulating strategies to come out of this group. So as a result, it is very proven what we measure is what we are. So if a strategy is measured, whether it's a good strategy or a bad strategy, are we measuring it? That is the question. For measuring, it needs to be visualized. More than that, it needs to be articulated to the larger set, that is all stakeholders. In other words, we need inspirational leadership who are effective in communication. The question lies how to inspire. We all are again confused in the contemporary world, but when we look at our Puranas, where the Bhagavad Gita says, Na buddhi bedam janayed, ajnanam karma sanginam, joshayed sarva karmani, vidwan yuktaha samacharan. The simple essence, please work without detachment. Please work without bondage. Please do not work towards the fruit of what I want. Then we can inspire others, for which the organization should set an example, the leader should set an example. Coming back, as a result, this is clear from our Puranas. Even Bhagavad Gita is very explicitly telling, now still we are failing to implement and execute. Why that is happening? We posit that there is lack of oneness, there is lack of shared understanding among the organization, which is resulting in lack of commitment. And the latest article, which was published in HBR, Harvard Business Review, exactly says this, that yes, even if the leaders or the organization have a vision, it is not translated or communicated effectively to the middle management, and automatically it is not aligned with the top management vision. What is resulting? The net result is either negative or organization goes for a toss. So we see from a management point of view, there has been a framework how to get it out, which is a balanced scorecard developed by Robert Kaplan and David Norton. What it says how to effectively implement the vision and mission and how to translate into strategies, which is nothing but balanced scorecard is a value creating strategy. So if we put the balanced scorecard framework, this is the vision and mission of organization, which is nothing but oneness, the theme of oneness. Now, while developing that, till date means organizations had the concept of financial performance. So any company or organization which are financially superior seem to be better as compared to the rest. However, balanced scorecard says, yes, financial performance is important, but check whether the customers want what the customers want and then develop the metrics according to it. Again, it doesn't stop. What the customers want, how can you improve further, which is internal process. And for enhancing the internal process, what learning and growth that can be contributed to the middle management and bottom level, so that all their outcomes are directly linked to the organizational vision and mission, which is the value of oneness. What we said earlier of balanced scorecard is from the management perspective. Now, is it a new one? The answer is no, because automatically in Vedas, the Aikamatya Sukta clearly mentioned how one organization should do. It says, Tatra ko moha. The answer or the point what they say is, why are we missing oneness is because either we are affected by moha and shoka, or in other words, where you can say, where there is no moha or shoka, the vision of oneness is very clear, which is exactly reflecting in the Aikamatya Suktam, Sankachadvam Samvadatvam Samvo Manaa Si Janatam Deva Bhagai Yata Purvehe Sanjanana Upasate. What it says is move in harmony and speak in one voice and think alike, which is nothing but reflection from which the balanced scorecard has been prepared. Same way, another connection sukta says, let the purpose of the organization, let the purpose be the same and all of us be in the same mind, which we are again referring to what the balanced scorecard says from the financial perspective. Think about the customer perspective. Now, don't stop there. Think about the internal process and how it can be enhanced. And last, more importantly, it says how the intentions and aspirations should be. It says it should be common, it should be alike, so that the ultimate objective of oneness is possible. Again, this Vedas, if we look at it in the modern world, this is the word that is coined by Prahlad, that is strategic fit. How an organization will be successful if they are able to align all their objectives, if their strategies are aligned in the right dimension. How that can be done? It can be done through the involvement of lower and middle level managers. And it is stated that there are two forms by which it can be done, where the James, the author, has said there are three aspects to it. One, identify the resource. Second, identify the capability or the potential. And third, please do not miss the culture. This is exactly what happened to Tata Chorus deal. This is exactly what happened to Captain Gopinath, why Air Deccan failed. This is exactly what happened to Cyrus Mistry's incorrect mission, why he was thrown out from Tata board. Because he couldn't figure out the cultural perspective, which is more important in aligning the objectives. If we refer to the Vedas, they are very clear. They never mention the subtle meaning of culture, but they said the larger purpose, may we move together in the right focus. And what we are proposing, since we see that leadership paralysis is happening, we come out with a framework which is the ideal quadrant or how it can be done. And it says, we are calling it as strategies for oneness. This framework, we are using a term adapted from MIT Sloan Review. They call it as distraction focus paradox. Because we are living in a world of distraction. And we have to accept distraction. We cannot say we don't want distraction. So we say there are three quadrants which are of a negative zone. The first one, let's go with the x-axis, that is shared vision or focus, where we have from low to high and distraction low to high. Now, if I means the leader is having a lack of vision and I am not ready to accept others' view, I am resulting in productivity paralysis. I have lots of things, but I don't have clear idea how to go about it. Neither I am interested in listening to others' point of view. So, yes, I have, but my ideas are not productive, which is paralyzing my productivity. On the other hand, if I have a vision, very clear vision, at the same, if I don't have a vision and I am ready for open interaction, which means I am okay for distraction, I get a lot of ideas, but I am not able to prioritize which is better and what is better and why it is better, because I lack the concept of oneness or the vision, which we term it as ideas overload. What we call it as informational asymmetry. Right now, internet is like that. We are doing a lot of things in the internet. without clear purpose why we are doing. Some of us, not everyone, we are coining from the organizational point of view what a leader has made or what leaders have done. Again, while discussing, we also find King Dhritarashtra was in this space where he was open for a lot of information from all other people, but he was confined with the maya of his son. When he says something, that's Duryodhana says something, he blindly follows because that concept of larger vision was missing. Then comes, yes, I am having very clear vision, but I am not ready for others' opinion. What happens if I succeed? Others will say, it is because you didn't listen to us. He is doing his own business. The blame game happens, which we see in majority of the organization, whether it is political party or whether it is corporate offices. Satyam scam, the same blame game happened. Chanda Kochar, one of the effective lady who was hired as the initial management trainee in ICICI Bank, she did laurels for the organization, but once she was found that she has done something, her entire rewards are penalized, her retirement benefits are curtailed. Now, organization is directly giving a different stand. The statement was, she never expressed the desire to give this business to someone. It was not openly said. Neither she had accepted our views. So we are referring, this is a blame game, which is also a negative aspect. And we coin, which is the ideal one for a leader, that is integration, where we have a clean vision. At the same time, I am ready to listen to all the aspects. That is, I am okay with distraction or I prefer distraction, but I am clear what to do and when to do and how to do. So this is what we said. It has this framework has been, sorry sir. Paradox, because we cannot live in silos. Only those people have been successful. They are talking about 2030 action plan for agile workers. So we adapted their frame and we fit into the leader's point of view, how it should be. Again, despite this is one thing which we are telling, all the three quadrants on the left are failing because people are not having the concept of oneness. So we referred, what is the solution from Advaita philosophy? And it says very clearly from Brihadaranyaka that Dvidhiyadhe Bhayam Bhavadi. When the second entity comes, the fear happens. When I see somebody is going to question me, the fear happens. When somebody is going to challenge me, the fear happens. Now, because I am distinctively different from the opposite party, that is what I feel. As a leader, that is what they feel. I have something in my mind. Siddhartha case, he never would have thought of a disaster of a coffee day, but he was slightly insecure about what is happening. The moment when the public sees that, yes, they have got this much liability, then he couldn't manage his stress. This is what the media says. We have to still, the investigations are still on, but we are referring the snippets. Majority big leaders, Ramalinga Raju, who has won the Golden Peacock Award for Sustainability and Corporate Governance, one fine morning he is treated as a bad leader. And again, the statement says he want to cover up bad assets or bad loans so that he were borrowing more and more. All this happens because the Dvithiya, the second party will question, or that fear increases the chances of my failure. Again, the solution says that what is the best one? If I am able to see the similarity, if I can understand the opposite party's point of view and I treat that as one, that is the best way where pleasure and pain will be viewed in the same manner. One fine morning, I'll be given a reward of 200% increment. Next fine morning, where I might be punished. But if I am able to see the sense of it, why it is happening, when it is happening, I am not distinctively differentiating between pleasure and pains, I can manage that negative impacts, or I can become a better managed leader. Same way, the second aspect where I am treating friend and enemy neutral, or I am taking them in a different, not in a different zone, or I am treating them similar, then that person excels. All these are statements from Bhagavad Gita, and we are also referring to the same Advaita philosophy, where why leaders fail in this century is because they think that they are totally different from the business entity. Technically, legally, yes, there is separate legal entity concept. But am I able to withstand the pleasure and the pain in the same plane? Then I can understand. For which shared vision and employee level commitment is a must. Thank you. Vision is also high. It's a high quality.
Distraction is also high, vision is also high. And you should manage both.
So successful managers has been able to manage the distraction focus paradox. Even though it is paradoxical in nature, but how good are we managing? The solution to this is not even there, even in the contemporary world. But the solution existed in Advaita philosophy very clearly, pretty long time back. The only thing what they said, but it's a very bold statement, and the levels of interpretation can be deeper. But what we propose is, if I am able to see the pleasure and the pain from distraction as good as one for me, at the same time I am not losing focus, then the organization and the leader can be successful.
We have two objections. The word distraction is slightly complicated word, and it comes to you are trying to say that this is same as what is said in Advaita philosophy. So because of the qualitylessness of the word distraction, or the problems of the word distraction,
You have to define the distraction. What it is.
So distraction is nothing but we are not open to others. That is low level of distraction. Why we are getting distracted in the business world is because either I am asking a clarification for which I am getting a different response, but I get carried away by that response. So I get distracted from my purpose.
So you are asking about this thing that
Distraction.
positive inputs also,
Is it positive or
positive
negative?
inputs and negative inputs both should be considered with the distraction.
Is
so the word
Distraction word actually
it is modern, and when we superimpose it to the idea,
that
slightly.
the only reason why we are also referring, that's what we say the framework has been adapted, which is the latest version. They say successful people can be there only when they are able to manage the distraction focus paradox.
So in your paper,